Hey everyone! So today's video is one that you're going to want to save or take notes or refer to at some later point in time. It is my best tips and tricks for eye makeup. If you've watched me for years, you've probably seen me do some of these. Some of them I've never talked about before, or if you're watching me for the first time, this is a great place to start, whether you're an expert makeup artist or you're a complete novice. Plenty to learn. They're simple, they're easy to incorporate, and they are very high impact techniques. They're the best secrets that I can give you guys about eye makeup, so I hope you guys enjoy them. I will put a list of all the products that you need. Remember, I'm a very big advocate of you can find just about every good thing that you need in the drugstore, so you don't have to spend money to look good. Here's a huge bonus. The tools that I use in this video to teach you guys how to make your eye makeup prettier. You could buy all 3 of these brushes for under $10. I will do a brush video. They are from Michaels. They are artist brushes. I talk about it in the video why I like them a little more, but brushes in the makeup industry are made for one size fits all, and that just doesn't work for me. We'll do a brush video and I'll teach you guys, maybe I'll take you guys shopping and I'll tell you what to buy and what I really like and have used for years. I hope you guys enjoy the video and keep watching for my best tips and tricks for eye makeup. So the first technique I want to show you guys is about making sure that your favorite winged liner look isn't compromising the length of your eye. So it's going to be 2 techniques about the length. One you've seen before and I've shown you before, and one I've never talked about before. And so when we see like avant-garde or high fashion or costume winged liner, it kind of exceeds the space of the eye area. It goes out past it, beyond it. When we do a normal wing liner for every day, you know, you kind of go out to the outer lash line, and as I showed you guys, you kind of follow where the bottom lash line is and kind of create a guideline essentially for yourself, and then you create the winged liner. What we probably don't notice that it does is that it cuts off the eye area. Even if it's a couple eyelashes, they actually extend beyond where the wing liner is, if you're doing it right. But how do we do a steep wing liner and then not compromise the length? I'm going to be using a fine tipped eyeliner. So here's my winged liner, and I haven't gone back and fixed the line or anything, but as you can see, there's a little bit of length of the eye that I can actually line to make my eyes look longer. And here's what you do. You just take the felt tip liner and just press it on the liner, and then you can do it at different angles. I want to say too, you can do it straight across if you want, but if you want to continue to get lift, do it ever so delicately on the outside, and it creates a thin line, and it actually looks like an eyelash. Once you apply mascara, the line's very fine. You want to have very light pressure and just kind of release and hold your pen a little bit differently. Hold it a little more like an artist, because that takes a little bit of the pressure off. And now you're not compromising the length of your eye. I wonder if you guys can actually tell the difference. I'm going to do the next technique, and then you guys will be able to fully tell the difference. In my eyeliner tutorial, I showed you guys this. To get the very inner corner, I don't use a pencil. I even tried to do it today to prove my point. It gives a very blunt end. Even the sharpest pencil is more likely to smear or drop down to the bottom lash line if you blink too soon. The easiest way to do it is with a felt tip liner like this, as I did it in my eyeliner tutorial. And again, it's a pressing motion, and you just kind of press it on the inside. You lay it on the inner corner, and you just light pressure. We want to keep the line thin, and we just pull it in. So now that I can see the difference in the mirror, I wonder if you can see the difference in the camera, but I have made sure that my eyeliner is not compromising the length of my eye by doing the pseudo eyelash on the outside and then filling it in on the inner corner. And the last thing that this is also great for is for fixing any, like if you do a gel liner or a pencil liner and it gives you a jagged edge or you know, more of a thicker wing, this is the way to fix it. I just go back and I lay it over here and I fix the wing, and I fix the line if it's smudged or anything. So those are easy things to incorporate, and you can do them like that and they make a huge difference. So now my liner for the top lashes is done. We're gonna move to the bottom lashes really quick while I let that eyeliner dry, and then we're gonna come back for more tips and tricks for the top lashes. For the bottom lashes, get a lot of questions about making bottom lash line, whether it's you're smudging eyeshadow or eyeliner, making it stick. And the secret to that, or the trick, is to make sure that your skin is prepped and primed and well set, because anything that goes over a great base is gonna stay put. The brush that I use for bottom lashes is to apply like eyeshadow to bottom lashes. It's a filbert brush. It's this purple one by Low Cornell. It's 1/4. I'll put all the details below. This is what I like to use for eyeshadow on the bottom lashes, and I like to use it to press in the color. I'm not dragging. I don't want fallout. I just press the color. And one of my favorite eyeshadows to do that with is Buck, and I have that from the Naked palette, but I'm almost positive it also comes as a single. In fact, I'm sure it does. So this is the color Buck. And what I do is I press my brush into it, and then I tap off the excess, and I just press it right beneath the lash line on the bottom. And I can go back and layer as dark as I want. You can absolutely do this with a black, with a blue. You can do it with almost any color that you want. You don't want to extend it too far. And if you do, you can always go back and clean that up by not reapplying your concealer, but whatever powder you used to set, take a brush and kind of line right against it to make that line smaller. So next, what I'm going to show you guys is bottom lash liner. First, absolute first tip is make sure, no pun intended, make sure the tip of the pencil is sharpened. How you want to line the eyes. You want to start by the outer third of your eye. That's where you want the pencil to touch first. Where we want to focus on is how we taper it to the inside corner and how we flick it out on the outside corner. You do not, unless it's the look you're going for, and sometimes I have done eyeshadow tutorials like this, you do not want to connect the bottom line to the top line, because what it does is it closes out the eye. Of course, if it's the look that you're going for, then by all means, but if you want to make the eyes look bigger, don't connect them. Where you're actually drawing the line is between the lashes. The lash line on the bottom is sparse, so you want to draw, literally, you're kind of drawing over the lashes. As we get to the inner corner, you want to lighten the pressure and you want to taper the line so it's very, very fine and there's only a little bit of color. And I switch to holding my pencil like this anytime I want to do that. On the outer corner, what we're going to do is we're going to do something similar to what we did on top, where we're going to do a little bit of a wing. We're going to bring the color out so it looks like just not an eyelash like the top. We want it to look like the shadow of an eyelash. Like we have such an abundance of eyelashes on the bottom that it's creating a shadow on our face. And what you do is you just kind of pull it out just a little bit. It's ever so faint. Here's a trick. If you don't feel comfortable doing that, another brush from Michaels, awesome angle brush. You can do this with an angle brush. You kind of just walk it over the line to pick up some color, and then you just use it to flick the line out. Same thing for the inner corner. You just kind of use what's on the brush and you walk it to the inner corner. And so that you have color there, but it's not harsh. The reason that bottom liner can look so bad if it's done poorly is that, like I mentioned, if there's a space between the waterline and then there's the lashes and then there's a line, it just looks odd. The other thing is if you have blunt ends and abrupt lines that end here and end here, it can make it look less seamless, and that's what makes the aesthetic look strange. So that's why people stray away from lining the bottom lash line. But you don't have to be scared. It's really easy to do it. Make sure you're sharpened, have an angle brush on hand until you're comfortable releasing the pressure of the pencil. You can go back and fix anything. Like let's say you drew too far from the lashes and you need to go back and you need to bring it a little bit closer to the waterline. Take that same angle brush, go into an eyeshadow that is dark, like a dark brown, dark black, whatever you're using, and then use it to press it right up against the lashes. You can go right over the eyeliner and quickly fix that problem. It doesn't have to be a problem at all. So, that's that. Next we move to bottom lashes. I used to not be a huge fan of, you know, putting color or mascara on my bottom lashes, but that's because they're sparse, and most mascaras that are created for top lashes. You have much more lashes on the top lash line, and it's all about finding the right mascara for the bottom. I absolutely swear by Maybelline Lots of Lashes and highly recommend it for your bottom lash line. Let me show you guys. This is what it looks like. So for $4 or $5, you can have a mascara for your bottom lashes. A lot of people talk about the Clinique bottom lash mascara. Never tried it, so I don't have an opinion on it. I will say this, no matter how good the company is and the way stoppers are made to remove product when you pull the brush out, every 3 or 4 times you're gonna have to clean your wand, especially for bottom lash mascara. So I just have a handy dandy towel that I just use to wipe makeup off, and especially at the tip of the brush. Now I clean my brush and apply more, and then I just go in and I apply it to the bottom lashes. You want to do one coat and then leave them alone, or else they get spidery. Make sure you get the outer corner. I just want to give you guys a close-up. Now you can see the mascara, you can see the line. That's how I've pulled, like tapered the outside, how I've tapered the inside, and that's bottom lash line, bottom lashes mascara. It makes the eyes look very doll-like, and makes a huge impact and a huge difference. So love that, and now you can do it for really cheap from the drugstore. This eye, my right eye to my left eye, I kind of want to show you in stages for the reason that I want to show you that the effect that it's having. The bottom eyeshadow has created a shadow that makes my eye look bigger. The bottom liner has defined my eyes, and the bottom mascara has given them a very doll-like effect. Now remember, I don't have mascara on my top lashes yet because we're gonna go back and do some work on top. But do you see the difference? The next tip is about shading the outer V. Now we've all heard this all over everywhere. Everything talks about it. You see it in magazines, you've seen it on YouTube. I wanna pull you away from the concept of the outer V a little bit and change the way that you guys apply it to make you look better. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna apply the outer V to both eyes. So I'm gonna show you what the outer V is, and then I'm gonna show you how it makes a difference on one eye versus the other. So here we go. Outer V means one leg in the crease, one leg lining the lash line, right? We're not gonna worry about blending it right now. We can go back and blend it later. The problem that I have with the outer V is that it does something for the length of the eye, which is great. It was something that we were working towards in step 1, but it does nothing to lift the eye. And what do we do wing liner for? To lift the eye. What do we do mascara for? To lift the eye. So why do the wing liner and do all this work to lift the eye to get that cat eye look, and then dampen our wing liner spirits with doing the outer V? What I like to do is turn it up a little bit. Turn it up to a 45-degree angle so that it's continuing to lift. You can fix it so quickly. It's like, I don't know, the outer A. Work from your liner, or if you haven't done your liner yet, you just work on the outside where you would normally draw your wing liner, and pull the color of the eyeshadow up. So pull it up onto the orbital bone, okay? I already see a difference. Pull it up onto the orbital bone, and then pull it back down to cover more of the outer eye area. So it's kind of just going like, starting, I would say maybe the outer third, and brushing it like so, and making sure that it's pulled up. Sometimes people are actually going back and doing this. They're just not articulating it. Even I did an outer V video long time ago, many years ago, and of course I fixed it, but if I don't tell you how I fixed it or why I'm fixing it, how can you recreate it? So this is how we fix that. Pull it up higher and bring it up onto not just leaving it in the crease. And then the other part is to cover the lid here for darkness and depth. Do we see the difference? Now, you don't have to do this with dark colors. I have to do it with dark colors so you guys can follow along and you can see, and this isn't even that dark. This eye lifted. This eye, the outer V is almost doing it no justice and dragging it down. We don't want droopy eyes. We don't want eyes that are dragging us down. So that's how we fix it. I'm gonna go back and blend it so it's not as dark here. So now my outer V's match, right? Now we're lifted. I'm gonna show you one more step If you want to make your eye makeup dramatic, go in with black, right? Even no matter what you do on your eyes, you can always add a pinch more drama if you use black. And again, I see this done in the V shape. Here's how you do it, how you change things so that you keep that lift and you're not dragging the eye down with the shape that you create. You're gonna follow this same shape. The way that I fix the V by pulling that third part, outer part of the eye, that's how I apply the black, just the same way. I'm using a black from a Wet n Wild palette. So these things don't need to be expensive to work. However dramatic you want this part to be is however far you want to start on the eye. So you can do like very outside, in the deeper in that you go, the more drama that it creates, because it is a black eyeshadow, so it's very high impact. But for me, if I'm doing something dramatic, I'm pretty much covering the outer third of the eye. The last technique that I have for the top liner, and before I get into talking a little bit about some theoretical stuff, is what you can do to your top lash line, the liner itself, to make eyes look very doughy. And it's one of my favorite things to do for a date night because it takes away the hard edge of a liner. It makes your lashes look fuller, because that's why we apply eyeliner, right? It's to like get that full lash effect. And it just makes, I don't know, makes your eyes look dreamy. You can take a brush, you can take this one or the filbert brush, and all I do is you can take a black, a gray, but something a little deeper and cool. You want to take something that's cool toned and just run it across the eyeliner right on top of the liner. It just makes the eyeliner look effortless. So we've already kind of done that when we fixed our outer V's. So I'm going to just complete it and take it in. So putting that eyeshadow right above the liner itself is going to soften the line, and it also might make it a little bit lighter, but it's good if you want to make something look a little less hard, because I love wing liner, but it can look hard. And if it's like date night or something, or a first date, and you want to soften it up a little bit, that's a great way to do it. You can also go back and do eyeshadow same way for the bottom lashes. Now, before people get crazy, I would never wear something like this on a first date. We took it to dramatic because I had to show you guys how to use that black. What I might do though is I would, put a maybe buck in the crease for a little bit of definition, skip the whole outer V stuff, line the top lash line with that black eyeshadow to soften it, and then slap on some mascara and call it a date. I was gonna say call it a day, but it's actually a date. So that's how you wanna wear it. If you ever feel like you've lost too much space on the actual lid doing all this work, it's okay to go back and grab a flesh tone color. Here's a peach one in the Wet n Wild palette. You can do that. There's some great ones in this Wet n Wild Vanity palette. And then reapply it to the center of your eye. So, you might go, I have to mix them because the medium one is a little too dark. And you just kind of reapply it. I'm using my fingers, you can use a brush. It's all about your comfort level. What do you feel comfortable with? I lost lid space, or I want to brighten the eye look up, like I think I took it too dark. This is the fastest way to fix that. Back to comparison, we can tell this is way more dramatic. This is, we pared it down, and we wanted to take it and make it a little less crazy. In the spirit of good makeup skills, I'm gonna go back and I'm gonna blend my eyeshadow. So that's what I'm gonna do, and then we're gonna chat on a couple of theories that are important for full face makeup. Now that I've walked you guys through my best tips and techniques, it wouldn't be a full video if I didn't touch a little bit on the theory of application, makeup application in general, at least for the eye area. It's important to think about makeup as an art, but there's a little bit of science behind the art. And I know it sounds like an oxymoron, but bear with me. When you apply eyeshadow, you apply your eye makeup, you're doing it one way, and everything on your face is, you're either done, you have your eyebrows left to do, or you've already done your eyebrows. So things are going to work in relation to each other. So you do your eyeshadow, and then if you go back and you contour your face after, it's going to change the way that the eyeshadow looks. That's the aesthetic, that's the human eye. We kind of see the whole, right? Like, so when somebody looks at you, they're not just looking at your eyeshadow, they're looking at how all your makeup fits together. When we do makeup, the point is that everything works together in harmony. So if you do your eyeshadow and then you go and fill your eyebrows in, know that it's going to change the way that you see your eyeshadow. So if you do your eyeshadow and you're like, wow, that looks great, and then you fill in your eyebrows and you're like, whoa, something changed, don't be afraid to say, okay, well, I've changed the dimensions of my eye area essentially, because when you fill in eyebrows, you're making it darker. So now the eyeshadow color competes with the darkness of your eyebrows. If you apply mascara, same thing will happen. If you apply false lashes, same thing will happen. You're changing the eye area because if you extend your eyebrow, let's say you're filling it in and you're pulling it out a little bit, now your eyeshadow can go a little bit further out. In fact, if it's cut short, it's gonna look strange. So you want these things to match. So don't ever feel like when you do makeup, like, okay, I do eyeshadow, and when I'm done with eyeshadow, that's it. I move to the next thing, and then I move to the next thing, and it's very regimented. It's just like an artist. You might draw the tree and go back and say, I don't like the color of the stems, or I don't like the color of the leaves, or I don't want all the leaves to be green. I want some of them to be orange, or some of them to be yellow. And it's okay to go back and do that. Like I said, putting on mascara will also change that, and especially applying false lashes. If you apply false lashes that are tapered, where they have small lashes on the inside and larger ones on the outside, so to create that cat effect, and it pulls your eye out, it might mean that you're gonna need a less steep line when it comes to your eyeshadow. So all you do is just go back with a color, and it might mean you need to drag it out like this, like just pulling it out. Like I just applied my mascara, and I already can look at ways to fix it. Do I get neurotic about it? Should you get neurotic about it? No. What it should help you do is, when you do your makeup and you think things look strange, now you can consciously think, oh, well, of course I changed something and things are working in relation to one another. How can I further, fix it or make it a little more pretty to the eye? With false lashes, they're gonna be longer than your actual lashes, so they're gonna hit higher. So that might also mean that you're gonna pull the color from your crease up a little bit higher on each eye. And these are just the ways to think about makeup. Sometimes we watch, we buy, and we do, and we don't think. There's no thought process between that, because all we want to do is recreate. There's a lot of thought that goes into it. Think about how things work for you personally. I know that sometimes I watch things and I love them, and I have to tailor them to myself. You should always be tailoring to yourself and to your face, and those are some tips and tricks to help you guys do that. And I hope that this helps you out. And tell me, here's what I want to know. I want to know below, what do you guys think is the most useful tip? Like, what's the tip that you've never heard before, or you think is the most useful and will have the best impact on the makeup that you do? Leave them in the comments below, or you guys can tweet me for a quick response. And I really enjoyed making this video. I hope that you guys liked it too. I will see you soon. Bye.